Are you someone with lots to say? You have so many ideas about your topic or your niche, but when it comes to creating content, you freeze and you start second guessing yourself. Well, you're thinking about a person who can judge you or criticize you, tell you that you're wrong, or even poke a hole in what you're saying. Instead of thinking about the audience that you are attracting and the clients that you are meant to serve. So maybe you can remember a time where you raised your hand in class to ask a question and the teacher or professor answered you, but made you feel stupid, made you feel like that answer was obvious and that you should have known it by now. Or maybe there was another time where you openly shared your opinions or your perspectives and somebody made you feel wrong about it. Somebody invalidated what you thought. Well, your body has bookmarked those experiences as a negative feeling. And it said, that's a bad feeling. I don't ever want to feel like that again. So now your body is scanning different situations and scenarios in your life to avoid feeling that way. And content is one of those areas. That's why you have all of these ideas. They flood to you. They're easy for you to come up with. But the moment you go to try to make it into content and put it out on social media, it's like a freeze. You just can't figure out what to say. And you're like, I know I have so many ideas. Why is it not coming out? That's also probably why you feel like there is a pressure around your throat or even a pressure around your heart. Because what you're attempting to do now is actually control how people see you. You're trying to make sure they see you as a smart person, like you know what you're doing, as an authority, as the expert, and try to make people feel like you really know what you're doing and you're so good at it that they will want to buy from you. But this attempt to try to control the narrative of the audience that you desire to attract is actually repelling them because they can feel that there's a level of inauthenticity there. And that's actually the thing that is going to attract your most ideal audience and clients is your level of authenticity, your ability to genuinely embrace the parts of you that make you different. That's your X factor. That's how clients are going to know that you're for them compared to everybody else online, is when you embrace what makes you different. But you're not able to do that because you're so worried about how others perceive you that now you have to control how they think of you. That is repelling your audience. That is repelling clients from genuinely coming to you. And you feel this heaviness around your throat and even around your heart space because you are trying to control that narrative. So you might be thinking to yourself, okay, how do I actually get rid of this? Well, I'm going to give you two questions that I want you to ask yourself and want you to just reflect on as you are letting go of this heaviness around here and going from a space of taking your ideas and actually getting out into content. So I want you to get clear and understand why you believe what you believe in the first place. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes we believe things, but we don't know why we believe them. So if somebody came and questioned us, or somebody came and, we felt like it was an attack, now we're looking to hide because we can't defend why we believe what we believe. So what you want to do with this is actually take a look at what processes or methods that you have to back up what you believe. So I'll give you an example. I firmly believe that energy really matters. I feel as though people will feel the energy of you before they actually hear your words. And so this is where people try to control the narrative to get someone to buy, but even though you have the right words, people feel the energy. They feel a lack of connection with you through the screen because they're like, this person's trying to hide something, or this person doesn't really seem authentic, even though all the words are there. So I have a belief that energy matters. Someone can walk into a room without saying anything. We can feel them. Like there's just a palpable sensation. So because I've had those experiences, I have a belief now that energy matters. So now I have a process, I have methods, I have stories that back up why I believe what I believe. So even if someone were to tell me energy doesn't matter in business, it's only strategic and all that stuff is woo woo stuff, I firmly believe what I believe, and I have stories that can back it up that are not just my own stories, but stories of my clients, where they're like, I felt you through the screen in a YouTube video or on an Instagram live or on a reel. And so they felt my energy, they felt a level of connection, and maybe you feel that way too. And so I invite you to take a look at what it is you believe and go, why do I believe that? What has brought me to that belief system? And then is that something that you can defend? We have to be able to defend why we believe what we believe. And when we can defend that publicly, then that feeling in our body starts to go away of, I don't want to be criticized. I don't want people to not like me, or I don't want people to judge me. Because here's the thing, you should be able to believe what you believe, even if someone else doesn't believe you. So someone can tell me energy doesn't matter, and I don't care because I deeply believe energy matters. And there's lots of evidence for that. And I have had people tell me that, energy in business doesn't matter, but that's besides the point. So I deeply believe that I can defend it. So the moment that you can defend what you believe, now you're going to feel more comfortable creating content and being public with your ideas, because it's going to be okay if someone questions you or comes for you and says that that's wrong. It's not going to matter because you're going to be so anchored and rooted in what you believe. So, I think it's really important for us to make sure that our belief system isn't wishy-washy. And sometimes if we are wishy-washy with what we believe, that's also another reason why our content might not, or our idea might not actually turn into content that we publicly put online, because we're wishy-washy. So we have to be solid in what we're saying, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're believing, in order to transfer that energy through the screen. Okay, second thing is to find ways to engage publicly with your thoughts, ideas, and perspectives other than content. So, one of my favorite ways to actually do this is finding a Facebook group that is talking about the topic or niche. And in the comment section, I'm going to respond to people and leave my thoughts, leave my perspective, leave my ideas in a public way. I am basically exposing myself, if you will, or microdosing that experience into my body. Because the truth is, somebody could come and attack me, tell me I'm wrong, tell me that what I believe is crazy, but I am making it in a contained space and I'm exposing myself to start building up levels of trust. But I've already gone through the first step, which is understanding why I believe what I believe. Now, that doesn't necessarily make that feeling go away completely, but you are going to be able to start doing step two, which is putting yourself more in a public space to be seen. So I want you to pay attention to when you hold yourself back from making a comment on someone's post that maybe you disagree with. Are you holding back from even making a comment because you don't want someone to tell you that you're wrong, even though you think that that person's wrong, right? You see what I mean? And so, not just inside of a Facebook group, but on Instagram or any social media platform, maybe here on YouTube, if there's something, I don't want to say you want to go and start a fight with people and tell people, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I believe this and you should too. But can you engage in a healthy conversation? Can you genuinely give your opinion and your perspective and back it up? And can you expose yourself to potentially having somebody come back at you? When you start to do this and you repeat step one and step two, and you keep refining why you believe what you believe and understanding your process and your methods for why you do what you do, and you are exposing yourself to feeling those sensations, it starts to dissipate. Now, you can tell me that I'm wrong on my YouTube channel, but here's the thing. One, it's my YouTube channel. If you want something to say and you have something to say, by all means, I welcome it in the comments. I want to hear your, experiences, but in no way, shape, or form am I going to crumble and think that what I'm sharing is wrong, because there's evidence. There's my own evidence. There's my client's evidence. There's tons of evidence to back up what I'm saying. And I deeply believe it because I have results, my clients have results. But if you came and you said something I'm not going to be offended. And in fact, I invite you to say something and ask a question because what you're doing is exposing yourself now to be seen. And if you desire to grow a business, you're going to have to put yourself in a position to be seen. When you want people to buy from you, you're going to need to attract the audience. And in that audience, you're going to have paying clients. So find these nooks and crannies of social media where your people are hanging out, the people that you desire to serve. Look at other influencers and thought leaders and experts and authorities in your niche and don't go pick a fight. That's not what I'm saying. But can you agree with something and add some supporting evidence? Do you have a different perspective? Maybe both of you are saying the same thing, but you have a subtly different perspective. I invite you to comment so that way you can be seen. More eyeballs can be on you. It's difficult to grow a business if people can't find you. And that means that you have to get comfortable speaking up. You've got to get comfortable using your voice. And that's how you're going to start to open up your heart space and open up your throat space. And this connection from heart to throat can truly be open. And you're going to feel like there's no more pressure because you're no longer trying to control what other people think of you because you so deeply believe what you believe and you're grounded in it. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says because you believe it and you know why you believe it and you can defend it. I think people really believe things and they don't know why they believe them. And when you can't defend it, of course, people can poke a hole in it and it's easy to crumble because your foundation isn't solid. So the foundation is always going to be a belief system. So those are the two ways to really feel free and letting go so your ideas and all the things you have to say can genuinely come together into a piece of content that is truly going to change the perspective of how your audience is viewing their problem. And as you continue to embrace the parts of you that make you different online, you're really going to attract the people that you are meant to serve. So drop in the comments. I would love to know, was there an experience that made you feel like you didn't want to show up online because you're trying to block people from not liking you or block people from, well, potentially not liking you or block people from maybe criticizing you or telling you that you're wrong? Was there a past experience that made you feel that way? I invite you to share that in the comments. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and seen. That would be really great. And you can use this as a way to help somebody else out. So, as leaders, we go first, right? So when we go first and you start to speak, it gives people permission and helps activate their voice to speak. So this could be one way that you could use the exercise I just taught you inside of the comment section. And be sure to share this with someone who you know can also benefit and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.